The language of the youth is different today than that of the older generation. How to bridge the communication gap?
See, the language gap uh, is a little different from communication gap because we can always have a heart language to bridge the gap. Many times, it more than the language. I think if our hearts are not connected, that's when the problem comes. Yes, language gap is there, and that will be there from every generation to every generation. What my dad is used to, what I'm used to, is different. Similarly, what I'm used to and what my kids are used to is different. So that over time, language will be different, But the point is, though the language changes, our heart language needs to be the same. We need to make sure that my heart is connected to my children's heart and children's heart is connected to my heart. And for that, I think it's the language of love that will communicate that heart to one another. So I need to keep expressing things that really matter to them, and they have to express to me, and to keep that connection going on is much important than the language. But having said that, I also want to say that we are today, especially in a digital world, the language is very different, isn't it? We cannot be stuck to saying that whatever I have grown up with is the right one, and what they are growing up with the wrong one. When we have that kind of an attitude, then we will never bridge the gap. We will always be blaming them. They call us digital immigrants, and they are digital natives. They are born with mobiles, born with all these digital gadgets. So their understanding is different from the way we got used to it only after our 20s or 30s. But they haven't been born with it. So in our home, anything to do digitally, our second son is the one who will fix it up for us. So taking help from them, at the same time trying to learn that language, that skill, I think that will kind of bridge the gap. If I keep criticizing, if I keep looking, if I get frustrated with whatever they are doing, then this gap only will increase. So to be willing to learn and to accept their language and their lingo and their way of doing things, I think will be much more helpful to bridge the gap.
I think, as they were growing up, they used to keep looking at these different videos. And there used to be frustrating times. You're always on the mobile. You're always doing things. But then when I started asking them, what are they watching? I began to learn that they are actually learning a lot of things. But I was actually condemning them for being, looking at the mobile. And I was thinking of different things. But I started engaging with them. I started asking him, so what did you learn from that video you watched? So he's saying it's about, putting this right or making some system okay or, developing a new app. And then I learned that it doesn't have to be, I am the one who has to learn to adapt. I am the one who has to learn to change. And I had to, rather than condemn them for being always on the phone, that's what I was doing, always criticizing, reprimanding. But rather I had to learn to adapt and ask, what are you doing? And learn something. So I think that there was a change that I had to go through, so that I'm not unnecessarily doing something where actually the children are not doing anything wrong. They were learning new things. And I can say a lot more they know because of some of those things that they have watched. And I don't know so much, but I'm learning from them. So don't be ashamed to learn from our children. There was a season we taught them, and I always tell my son, teach me now. It's okay. Second time, he's like, Ma, I just taught you. I'm like, it's okay, remind me again. I forgot. So be willing to learn, adapt, and change.